ask people, there was like fear. You know what that is? False evidence appearing real. Your life is on the other side of what makes you uncomfortable. So I've always had that little rumbly in my tummy where I'm like a little uncomfortable. Should I do this? Should I not do this? I got on stage with Grant Cardone. I was his guest speaker in front of 10,000 people because I had the courage to walk up to him in a hotel room in Las Vegas and say, you know, rather than introduce myself and tell him what I'm up to, I said, you need an infomercial. You really need to catapult yourself. I've been on 194 of them. I've grossed $2.5 billion. You want to up-level your game? Talk to me. And he did.
The pitch landed, and that's why you're the pitch queen. And I like that your whole tactic is all about getting to yes. I watched some of your videos, and it's all about getting people to say yes. If they get in that yes mode, you're going to be getting and closing more sales. Can you tell us about when that really hit you?
Okay, so that's also one of those things that I did not plan. And it's okay if you don't plan specifically, but you have to have a goal. You have to have a dream. You have to have something you're going towards. And so I'm in Los Angeles. I'm acting in movies. I'm acting on television. I'm hosting shows. And by the way, the very first thing that I hosted, nobody ever gave me anything, which is interesting. I earned it. So the first thing I did when I wanted to host, I very rarely share this story, but I was like, how do you get to be a TV host? And people said, well, you need demo tapes. I'm like, of what? Now, this is before YouTube and cell phones, and now it's so easy. But I went to my local TV station and I said, I want to host something. They said, well, what do you do? I said, I could host anything. Let's talk about food. And I created a show called We'll Work for Food. And the opening was I'm standing on the Los Angeles freeway with a sign, a cardboard sign says, We'll Work for Food. And I took their camera guy and we went into all the local restaurants. I got to eat for free and did a review of the restaurant. And that turned into a nice little show. And that was step number one. So a couple of years later, I walk into an audition now that I'm this host, and there was a pen on the table, a camera, and it said, sell me this pen. Now, Ian, I don't like selling. I don't like being sold. I get uncomfortable about it. I kind of thought it was a joke. So I said, funny thing about pens, but my mom, when I was in college, used to write me longhand notes. I was only 16 when I got there. I was really young. And I'd run to the mailbox. And there was this note in purple ink. And I realized a pen like this could reach out and touch somebody's heart. Well, Jake of Body by Jake comes out of the dark, grabs my face, you're going to make me a lot of money. And that was my very first pitch. I would then, with his love of me, I guess, we created a network called the Cable Health Club, which turned into Fit TV. It aired 24 hours a day. And I wrote the pitches and hosted the pitches for the first 1,500 products ever on television. Now imagine this, no one had sold a fitness product on TV before I got there. I didn't know what I was doing. There were no rules, and I made them up. He sold that network to Fox for $500 million. It launched the infomercial industry. I rode the wave like a super surfer, hosted the first 35 infomercials with George Foreman and Beachbodies and Tony Little, and the rest is history.